Today, we're going to discuss what data mining is and its importance in banking and finance. We will divide this tutorial into two parts. The first part would be data mining, and the second part would be its application in banking and finance. In the first part, we would discuss what is data mining and what are the steps on doing it. On the later parts of the video, we would discuss how important is data mining in banking and finance. What is data mining? Let's say you are given data of what shoes 10,000 people bought. Now that is a lot of people, and therefore also a lot of shoes. And after looking at the data, you noticed one problem. You realize that it is still just raw data. You cannot get any information nor conclusion out of it. It is still just a mix of data on what 10,000 people's preference for shoes is. What should you do to get any information and a conclusion out of it? That is where data mining comes in. What is data mining? Simply put, data mining is the process of noticing any patterns, connections, or anything odd in particular in a large amount of data and getting any new information out of it. Now that you know what data mining is, let's go back. After using the process of data mining, you noticed some patterns. You noticed that out of 10,000 people, 2,000 of them bought Nike. Furthermore, out of the 2,000, you notice that majority of them are men whose age ranges from 18 to 24 years old. Therefore, one information that you could gather is that men who are young adults prefer Nike. That's what data mining is. Basically, using one or more computer software, data mining is taking huge chunks of raw data, then extracting information out of it. And in finance and banking, data mining is important most especially. It is used for which product should market for which consumers, what is the certainty someone will default or pay back a loan, whether a stock will rise or fall, and such. Now that we know what data mining is, how do we do it? Here's how. There are 7 steps in data mining, and it is divided into 2 parts: data pre-processing and data mining. We will discuss more about it later. The first step would be data cleaning. Data cleaning involves the removal of incomplete data, as well as noisy data. Noisy data are data that could not be read by the computer because it is corrupt. Data cleaning is important because noisy and incomplete data can cause confusion and therefore cause inaccurate results. Step 2 would be data integration. Data from multiple sources, such as database or files, are then joined into one. Basically, think of it as your school papers are kept in 3 different USB flash drives. It would be confusing and disorganized, right? Data integration combines all into one USB flash drive to make it organized. Furthermore, it is possible that you have different copies of the same school paper in different USB drives. In data mining, it is known as redundancy. Further data cleaning could be done to remove the said data redundancy. Third would be data reduction. Since number of raw data that would be used in data mining is huge, the size of it would be large as well. Data reduction reduces the size of said data as much as producing the same results. Data reduction further improves the speed of the data mining process. The fourth step would be data transformation. The data is then transformed from their different original structures into one more suitable single structure. To make it simple, think of it like this. In your computer, all your papers are kept in a single folder, but their file types are different. Some are in document, some are in text, while others are in WordPad, which makes it confusing. Data transformation is simply converting all of them into a PDF file to make it more organized and understandable. The first 4 steps are called data preprocessing. Basically, data preprocessing is done to make the process of the data mining itself faster and more accurate. The 5th step would be data mining. With the data organized and compressed, a software is then used for finding any patterns or any anomalies in the data. The said software would apply an intelligent pattern to extract any data patterns. The 6th step would be pattern evaluation. The results of the data mining would be studied based on any information found on the patterns and trends from the previous step. The 7th step would be data representation. After computing the information, data visualization and knowledge representation tools such as graph, tables, reports are then used to make the found information more understandable. The last 3 steps together are called data mining. Included in the process is the action of the data mining itself, as well as interpreting the patterns found and making a conclusion. That we know the steps in data mining. These are some of the data mining techniques and its uses for finance and banking. First would be classification. Classification is the most common data mining technique. A machine would sort the data by classification to learn and observe any patterns by characteristics. For example, given a data about people's favorite drink, the machine would sort the people's favorite beverage and find more about their characteristics, such as age, gender, weight, or so on and so forth. The machine could then predict what people would probably like what drink based on their characteristics. In finance and banking, this method could be applied in fraud detection, which the machine would sort and recognize the data by fake and valid activities. Second would be clustering. Clustering is the opposite of classification, where in clustering, the machine will sort the data by characteristics first and observe any similar common classification. For example, using the same situation in classification, the machine will first sort the data based on the people's characteristics, such as weight, age, gender, etc., and recognize what is the most common preferred drink. This is most useful in banking to lower the rate of risk in giving out loans by grouping the bank's customers based on where the person lives and its job profile. Third would be association. Association is where a pattern would be discovered based on the relationship between 2 items. For example, groceries use association to show what customers buy together frequently, such as diaper usually being bought together with infant milk, or peanut butter usually being bought together with bread. It's important in finance because groceries could then use the information received to make profit by launching promos or packaging the 2 things together. Last would be regression. Regression is the method of predicting the outcome based on the relationship between one independent variable and the response of the independent variable. It is used in predicting the stock market based on its patterns from its past trends and situations. Why is data mining so important in finance? In today's world and cutthroat competition over banks and corporations made the need for each to have a competitive edge. In recent years, with the continuous advancements of computers, the ability to store and process large amount of data has also increased, which results in the creation of data mining to give information from data that could be used to gain a competitive edge. Data mining has changed the way financials and banking industry tremendously. It has changed how business is conducted, such as predicting the stock market, marketing your goods, and providing smart decision making in companies. Now here are the uses of data mining for finance and banking. First would be money fraud detection. Data mining could be used to classify, cluster, and associate rules found in money laundering. Second would be predicting bankruptcy. Data mining could be used to detect any signs of bankruptcy based from companies that became bankrupt. Third would be risk prevention. Banks and other corporations use data mining for financial planning and evaluation in order to reduce the risk of bad decision making and ultimately bankruptcy. Fourth would be marketing. Data mining is used to determine what product could be advertised to what customers. And sixth is stock market prediction. Data mining is used on the future performance of a stock based on the stock's reactions on the past trends. And last is foreign currency exchange rates. Data mining is used on the future performance of a currency based on its reactions on past trends. Now here are the uses of data mining in banking and finance. First would be money fraud detection. Data mining could be used to classify, cluster, and associate rules found in money laundering. Second would be predicting bankruptcy. Data mining could be used to detect any signs of bankruptcy based from companies that became bankrupt. Third would be risk prevention. Banks and other corporations use data mining for financial planning and evaluation in order to reduce the risk of bad decision making and ultimately bankruptcy. Fourth would be marketing. Data mining is used to determine what product could be advertised to what customers. Fifth would be stock market prediction. Data mining is used on the future performance of a stock based on the stock's reactions on past trends. And last would be foreign currency exchange rates. Data mining is used on the future performance of a currency based on its reactions on past trends. Data mining also has its share of disadvantage though. First would be its ethical problems. Sometimes, data of customers are gathered through unethical means. And sometimes, the data of the customers are exploited. The second would be its difficulties on data mining. The gathering of data may be difficult, and the results may be inaccurate. Thank you again for listening on my discussion about data mining and its importance in banking and finance.